Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today I'm going to show you guys how I do a magic loop, also known as a magic ring, or also known as how to start an amigurumi. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in, and for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So today, you guys, I'm going to show you how to do it on your left hand and on your right hand. I'll start with the right hand. But again, like I said, this is going to be how I do my magic ring, magic loops. You normally use these typically in starting an amigurumi. So let's just start by using your piece of yarn. It could be of any material, any thickness. The skinnier it is, the easier it is. The skinnier and cleaner, less fibrous it is, the easier it is. But once you figure out how to do this, you'll be able to use any type of material. Today I'm going to be using my G size needle. I wanted something a little big but a little small. For beginners, it's easier to do the larger hook with the larger yarn, just because you can see the stitches easier, and as you become more advanced in your crocheting, you can use a skinnier needle with the skinnier yarn. And sometimes some of the kits that you get do have skinny yarn and small needles, so we're going to start with something in between. I also have here is a safety pin. This is probably the last part of what we're going to do today. Okay, so for the right hand, okay, you're going to take your left hand here and you're going to take your yarn. So what you want to do is wrap this around your finger 2 times, and you want to have a little bit of extra. Okay, so let's do this again. Here's your piece of yarn. Wrap it around your finger twice and have some little bit over. And I say that because you want it dangling over your index finger so that you can put your middle finger right on top. So we'll have 3 strands here. You want to tilt your finger palm up so you can see these better, because what we're going to do is we're going to take our needle, you're going to hold it right about here where's the flat. If you have a different type of needle, just try to gauge where you would like to put your hand. But in this case, since I have one of these, what is this? Boy. What is that, a B-O-Y-E? They've got this flat thing here. You could probably find that in, like, you know, here's a Walmart or Michael's or anything like that. You want it to rest on your hand, thumb right where it is on the flat. We're going to guide the hook here. You see the hook? We're going to guide it under these 3 pieces like that. And then I'm going to pull this hook back out, but as I'm pulling it out, I want to hook this last piece here and drag it underneath the 2 pieces of yarn. So go ahead and do that. You can twist the hook. So right now I have the hook facing up. You can twist it sideways to fit better under the 2 strands. And let me just zoom in by holding my hands up. See, it's hooked. We're going to bring it right under those 2 strands, just like that. See that? So now what we want to do is yarn over, YO. It's a universal abbreviation in instructions. So yarn over. You want to hook another strand, and then you're going to pull this into that loop. Like that, and that's going to close up this loop here. You can let go of your middle finger. In fact, you can slip the rings off your finger entirely. So now we have this nice pretty two looped, not at the top, excess piece sticking out. That's exactly what you want to see. So I'm going to grab some yarn here and I'm going to twirl it around my finger like that, just enough to kind of be able to take your finger and your thumb and hold it down. So if it's too much, it's going to be uncomfortable. You can feel it. If it's too close, well, that's uncomfortable too. So just enough to be somewhat away from your project. This is your project. This is the almost completed magic loop. So what I want to do now is I want to yarn over. Again, that's yarn over, putting some yarn over the hook. We're going to slip that through the loop, and that's called a chain. So we've got our chain here now. This is going to create the height of the round. Then your instructions will probably tell you how many single crochet stitches you have to make, or double crochet, whatever the instructions say. In this case, I'm going to do 6 single crochet stitches. So stick your hook inside the 2 loops like that. We're going to yarn over, put some yarn over the hook, yarn over, YO. We're going to drag a loop through the 2 loops here. So now we have 2 loops on your hook. We're going to yarn over again, and we're going to drag that through these 2. So that is a single crochet stitch. Let me show you again. So stick your hook into the magic loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. So now we have 2 single crochet stitches and that chain 1. This is not going to count. Alright, so let's do this one more time. Let's walk it through. Stick your hook into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. So now we have 3, 1, 2, 3, including that chain up. So now I just have to do 3 more stitches. I'm just going to twirl more yarn around my finger. Again, you want a decent amount of space away. This would be too close, so I'm going to have it out here. You can hold your project down with your 3 fingers here and your thumb here. So we're going to do 3 more single crochet stitches. Okay, so now we have our 6 stitches on there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, including the chain up. So now what we want to do, let go of the yarn on your finger. We want to magically tighten this loop to remove the circle. So what we're going to do, you're going to slightly or lightly pinch the stitches on this side, just so you have something to hold on to. As I pull this excess piece here, we have 2 loops. We have the front loop and we have the back loop. Now, to make sure that these 2 completely disappear into this magic loop, I'm going to do it this way. It's easier. Some instructions just have you pull it all out, but sometimes one or both do not completely disappear into this loop and they bunch up, and you don't want that. So I'm going to slightly pull this excess piece, and I'm going to watch to see if the front loop or the back loop moves first. So close up, pulling it, and it looks like the back loop is going. So now that I know that the back loop is going, this excess piece, just set it aside. I want to try to pinch that bottom end, not the top end, because that's the wrong way. You want to pull the bottom end close to your gripping fingers, and you want to pull it out. As you pull it out, the front loop should go in. If it doesn't go in, you're pulling the wrong side. Okay, So let's pinch this bottom part and let's slowly pull it out. And we're going to watch the front loop disappear. See it disappearing? And make it disappear entirely, just like that. So now it's gone, right? This hole should be closed all the way. So what I need to do is just tighten it up by continuing to pull out, because the stitches I made are very loose. So continue to pull out from that bottom part and then try to shift the stitches closer together. And as you do that, that hole now is disappeared. So now we can take the excess piece and pull out that, and you'll see the back loop go as well and disappear. So now that you have the magic loop closed, you can complete your round by doing a slip stitch. So let's count back 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So stick your hook into the 6th stitch, and you see that height chain, the chain height, that one chain that we did, it's almost non-existent. So that's why we need that, because otherwise it'll look all scrunched together and the round won't look really defined. It'll look like a spiral more than a round. Okay, so now that we stuck that hook into that stitch, a slip stitch is pretty much yarning over and pulling through everything. Okay, no pulling up loops or anything like that. We're just going to yarn over and slip through everything. So I'm yarning over and I'm slipping through everything. Oh, try to fit your hook in there. That's why when you're a starter, it's easier to do. The big needles, they leave you so much room in your stitch. But anyway, so I pulled it through all the loops off my hook, and this is my completed round. You can then continue on your way doing whatever the instructions tell you to do. You can just leave this here, you can cut it off, you can tie it a knot, you can crochet it into your round, however you want to do it. But I'm just showing you how I do my magic loop, how I start it off. So once you complete this, you always want to mark the end of your round. So where we slip that through, you just want to put in your marker or your safety pin, and this will tell you what round you're on, what stitch you have left, or at least where the last stitch is, and you can continue on your way to doing what you need to do. So now I'm going to quickly do the lefty. So if you don't like your project and you want to undo it, you just pull it out. And that's the joy of crocheting. You could always undo your project. It's probably devastating if you've come so far to do it, but that's why I like crocheting, because it was there and now it's gone. Sometimes when I want to reuse yarn from a project I didn't finish, I'll totally do that, and that's fine. So now for lefties. Okay, so same concept, just we're switching hands. So take your yarn and you want to wrap it around your finger twice with a little bit of overage, like I said, so that you can put your middle finger right on top of it. So again, for lefties, wrap this around your finger twice with a little overage so you can hold it down. Then you want to palm up so you can see this. We're going to take your hook, and again, you want to lie, if you have this kind of a needle, it's easy to indicate where to put your fingers. So light on your finger, you want your index at the back side of this little flat, my thumb over the flat. Okay, if you don't have these, just gauge how comfortable it feels for you. And then you want to slip this under the 3 strands like this. We're going to pull the needle back but we want to take the hook. I'm going to turn it sideways so you can see. You want to hook that yarn, and I'm going to keep it turned sideways so that I can slip right under these two strands, just like that. And then I'm going to want to yarn over, YO, universal abbreviation for crocheting, yarn over. We're going to pull this through that loop. So now we've secured our magic loop. You can let go of the middle finger, and you can actually slip this off your index. So now we have our magic loop. So I'm going to grab some yarn and just twirl it around my finger like this. Again, you don't want it too close to where it's uncomfortable for you to work with your project, and you don't want it too far to where you have too much slack and it's just uncomfortable, at least for me. So you want enough to put a distance away to put enough tension, but not too much tension. So we're going to yarn over and chain one. This is going to make the height for the round. And then again, I'm going to do 6 single crochet stitches as an example. I'll walk them through left hand. So stick your hook into the loops, yarn over like that, pull up a loop like that, yarn over, and then you're going to pull through 2 loops, and that's a single crochet stitch. So we have the single crochet stitch and we have the chain stitch. Okay, let's do this again. Into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we have 2 single crochet stitches and the chain stitch for the height. Okay, one more time, I'll walk it through. Into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now we have 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, and that chain height stitch. I'm just going to do 3 more, and then we're going to close this. So into the magic loop, single crochet stitch 3 times, 1, 2, 3. So now we should have 6 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we have our chain height stitch. Okay, so now I'm going to drop this, free the hand. Same thing that we did with the right. You want to kind of pinch the bottom stitches here where the excess piece is, so just pinch that, because what we're going to do is I'm going to set aside this feeder yarn there. Okay, we want to watch if the front loop or the back loop goes first, so slowly pull this excess piece, watch the loops. Let's get closer, you can see it too. So it seems that the back one is disappearing. You can stop right here, set this aside. You want to grab that back loop and you want to pull the bottom end out, not the top end up here, the bottom end down here. You want to see the front loop disappear. So keep pinching and pull, pull, and then you can see the front loop is actually disappearing into the stitching, and once it's completely gone, check your workout. So we see how there's just a little tiny hole into this magic loop. We can pull a little bit more, so go ahead, pull a little bit more, move the stitches over, squish them down, don't pull too hard, but just enough to now make that hole disappear. So once that hole's gone, now we can pull this excess piece and make the back loop disappear with the front loop. So let's do that now. Just pull that excess piece, pull, 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 till that's completely gone. So now we've closed our magic loop, and we can now finish our round by doing a slip stitch. So again, you want to wrap your yarn around your finger to enough distance to where you have enough tension, but it's not too tight, not too loose. So let's count back six stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stick your hook into that 6th stitch, and if you notice that chain height stitch, it's just not going to work as an actual stitch. This actually just makes the height of the round. So how it comfortably goes into this one and not the chain height one. That would take a lot of work to get in there, but I don't want to ruin my project. So put it into the 6th stitch, and then we're going to do a slip stitch, and all that is yarning over and pulling through every loop. Okay, so yarn over and pull through every loop, and you've completed your round. Last but not least, before you move on to your instructions, you want to take your safety pin and you want to mark the last stitch that you had just made with that slip stitch. Close your safety pin, and this is going to help you keep track of what round you're on if you have more than one of these, or it's going to keep track of how many stitches you have left. So if this is the 6th stitch, there should be 6 stitches because we haven't done any crocheting yet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're good to go. So that's it, you guys. I hope this was a helpful quick tutorial for left and righties on how to do a magic ring or magic loop, or how to start an amigurumi. And comment below, let me know what you think of this tutorial. I can always tweak the video, do a remake. Check out my crochet playlist. I have a lot of tutorials on some of the kits that are out there. And then comment below if you would like to see something or you need some help on. If you have instructions, you can always email me. My email address is in the About section on my channel. But thank you so much for watching, you guys. This is Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.